Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, E3 is back, and it's not only back, it's also back with Nintendo, as Nintendo is confirmed. We have Xbox, Capcom, Konami, Ubisoft, Take-Two Interactive, Warner Bros. Games. This is literally going to be like E3 2019, only digital, of course, only digital. And I want to just talk about how important this is for gaming in general, but mostly about Nintendo, Zelda, and their future. Because E3 is the event when Nintendo announces and reveals their next big games. The only exception from that rule was the Nintendo Switch presentation in 2017. But other than that, most of the games that we have been caring about, like all 3D Zeldas, have been revealed at E3 and had their big comebacks at E3. We saw that with Skyward Sword, we saw that with Breath of the Wild, and we saw that also with Breath of the Wild 2 being revealed at the last E3 in 2019. And this is a very important announcement from the ESA, which is responsible for hosting the E3, because between June 12th and 15th, I think that we are getting the start of the Zelda 35th anniversary. I think we are getting our next trailer and the return of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Not only that, but also getting the title of that game. And also more. Nintendo, throughout 2020, didn't attend any single digital expo event. Because we had digital Gamescom, we had digital Tokyo Game Show, which of course took place, and Nintendo kind of attended there through Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity, only that it wasn't Nintendo, it was Koei Tecmo. And Tokyo Game Show, Nintendo usually don't attend Tokyo Game Show, but they've been every year at Gamescom, and not attending there was a clear sign that they didn't want to join a digital format. And that's why people were afraid that Nintendo was also going to skip when E3 would do their digital event, or their digital expo this year in 2021. Luckily, this is not the case. They are attending, and they are already confirmed as one of the very first exhibitors. In other words, we can already now expect a Nintendo Direct during E3, most likely on June 12th, which is such a relief because we had no idea when we would see a next Nintendo Direct, so we know that now. We also had no clue when this year we would see The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, or the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Now it's very likely that it's going to be during this week. And it also could point to the fact that, who knows, maybe Nintendo will have one of their first hardware E3s since 2012, when obviously it was all about the Wii U, but this time it could be about the Nintendo Switch Pro, and see the reveal here at digitally worldwide through their E3 conference. Like, it's the perfect way for Nintendo to pretty much strike back after PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X completely dominated in 2020 when it came to the hardware stuff. The big games that we're waiting for, like Pokemon Legends Arceus, like The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, they are all tied most likely to one type of hardware. The upgrade that has been reported, leaked, from both Samsung, Nvidia reports, and so on. Something is really about to happen. We are in the middle of the Zelda 35th anniversary, and we're still waiting for the knowledge of that event by Nintendo. And I think it's going to happen right during this E3 week from June 12th to 15th. We are going to get plenty of new information on Zelda, but also most likely the hardware that it will be running on, which is the long-rumored Nintendo Switch Pro, so that we will be seeing Zelda running on the best version possible. And I mean, the importance of this cannot be understated, because without E3 and without Nintendo attending E3, we could have been waiting for all of this until, say, August or September. But now it's very likely that Nintendo is going to bring the show to E3 exactly when the world's eyes are directed towards the gaming world, especially now when there are no physical gaming expos. There's only one type of expo these days. It is E3. Nintendo is going to attend this event, and that makes it so much more important. E3 is alive, Nintendo at E3 is alive, And it creates opportunities that we haven't seen since E3 2019. And we all know what Nintendo brought during that E3. They brought the reveal of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They brought new Smash reveals. Who knows, they could maybe even bring back Metroid Prime 4. Like, we have made an entire lineup video detailing the amazing lineup that Nintendo has and still needs to detail throughout 2021 and 2022 with Roger Space. And in this case, it's going to be exactly 2 years since the reveal of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. It would be the exactly perfect moment to come out and say, hey, Zelda 35th anniversary is here, we are celebrating, and of course, here's the trailer and title of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I think this is exactly the moment that Nintendo has been waiting for, the Zelda team has been waiting for, and not only from a software perspective, but a hardware perspective, and that is where the whole meat of this situation is. Because I've been attending E3. Actually, I've been attending the last three E3s. Here are my badges, by the way. 2017, 2018, and 2019. And every time Nintendo had one big focus. In 2017, it was Super Mario Odyssey. 2018, it was Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. In 2019, you could say it was Pokemon Sword and Shield, but it was also a blend of other titles, like Link's Awakening, the reveal of the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and some other games on top of that, like Luigi's Mansion. But this year, I'm 100% sure that the focus is going to be on Zelda. It is the Zelda's 35th anniversary. They know how to celebrate anniversaries. Yes, usually they could announce them later on, like they did with the 30th anniversary. But I have a real feeling at this point that Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild sequel is coming out this holiday, and it's coming out either at the same time as upgraded Nintendo Switch or a few months after. Because we could see first an initial launch model of the Nintendo Switch Pro, and then get a proper Zelda bundle for the holiday season, much like they did with Nintendo Switch Lite in 2019, when they had the regular Switch Lites, and then the special Sword and Shield edition for when Pokemon Sword and Shield launched 2 months after the launch of the Nintendo Switch Lite. So there was plenty of opportunities for Nintendo to make a combined software and hardware E3. Obviously, they're not going to have any demo stations, but that could actually be an advantage because they don't need to bring all these systems to make to make the media play the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild on it. Instead, they just make a digital presentation. They have Treehouse Lives showing gameplay of the game. A digital format also helps in regards to revealing other games, like say whatever Monolith Soft is working on. It's been soon 4 years since Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so it is very likely that they are deep into developing and working on the next IP. Maybe get a new Splatoon 3 trailer, and the first peek at Metroid Prime 4 outside of just the title itself and it being in development. There's just so much Nintendo could do with E3 2021 in a digital format, because Nintendo otherwise wouldn't be attending this event. They would have done stuff privately, just like they did with the Nintendo Direct in February, and the fact that they just skipped everything last year. So the fact that they're attending digital E3, even when it's digital, means that they have big plans, and these plans are going to absolutely dominate that week, show, and so on. So if you're hyped for all E3 coverage, Zelda 35th anniversary, Nintendo Switch Pro, Breath of the Wild 2, then be sure to press that like button, subscribe to the Commonwealth Realm, press that notification bell, and again for all notifications to not miss any videos regarding all of this, Zelda, Metroid, the next Monolith Soft game. Yeah, we just need to get hyped, ready, prepare for E3 2021. Most likely a Nintendo Direct on June 12th, and plenty more to come on June 13th, my birthday, June 14th, and June 15th. Alright then guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Yes!